Hi, my name is Krohn, and I'll be giving a presentation today on why it's important to volunteer at animal shelters. It's easy to forget about animal shelters after you've adopted an animal from there. Places that are still operating, and some of them are struggling to stay open. Your help for these places could help the animals find their forever homes. Even if you've never adopted an animal from a shelter or don't have any pets for various reasons, every animal deserves to have a loving home. We all know how important it is to have a family and a home to call our own, and it's the same for an animal. They want a family and a home, and they want a warm house to sleep in. According to the Humane Society.org, companion intake is a total of 23,072 as of June 2015. Of these animals, 10,912 of them were owner surrender, 4,074 of them were strays, 7,931 of them were partners from an animal welfare agency, and 155 of them were from animal cruelty cases. New animals need to be checked, cleaned, evaluated, and cared for until they find their new home. The animal shelters need scanners to search for microchips. The dogs might need to be potty trained, and many more things are essential for helping the animal companions. Running a shelter takes two important things: money and people. This is where you come in. I recently fostered 2 kittens that were going to be put down if nobody took them, and I kept them in my apartment for about 2 weeks and brought them out to a farm that my friend's aunt had. And that's only one of many ways that you can volunteer. I did a survey of my classmates, and I asked how many times have you volunteered at an animal shelter. I asked them on a scale of 1 to 5, do you like animals, and why do you think it's a good idea, or would you ever adopt from an animal shelter? Only a few people had volunteered, and everyone thought it was a good idea to adopt from a shelter, and many have or want to. I inferred from this data that everyone cares and likes animals, but a lot of people don't volunteer. A lot of times animal shelters are low on room for new animals and could use help caring and cleaning for them. Even if cleaning for animals is not your thing, going and playing with the animals is a big help too. Animals need human interaction. They don't always get the amount of attention they need in the animal shelters when not enough people volunteer. Today I brought along a few pictures of animals at the shelter in Mankato and the description of them. So I'll hand out a few of these. One for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's cute.
Here's one for you guys to share. One for you guys. One for you guys.
Ashley.
One for you. For you. And one for you. So on these papers is a picture of an animal at the shelter that is available right now to be adopted. The one that I have, it gives you a little description. So this one, it says, "Hi, my name is Bugaloo. I was found homeless in a field with my other 2 brothers, but somebody found us and brought us to a safe place. My foster mom thinks I'm so cute and loves all my cuddles. She especially loves how I wake up every morning by giving her face a bath. I like to wrestle with my 2 other brothers. I like taking naps by myself or on top of my foster parents. In my foster home, there is a dog, which I'm still nervous and getting better, and there are other resident cats who I like to play with, and also little kids who love helping me. I'm looking for a nice family who will love me forever because I am cute." And that's the picture. And these animals are currently there and ready to be adopted right now. Now that we have talked about the importance of volunteering at animal shelters, we will move to the need of volunteers. According to the ASPCA.org, 7.6 million companion animals have entered a shelter every year. Not enough people volunteering, and awareness for the need to adopt from a shelter instead of a puppy mill or a breeder. This leads to animals being put down if they are not found a home, not having enough room for new arrivals, and not enough money, food, shots for neutering. Animal shelters shut down, can't afford essentials for the animals. Many different ways you can help a shelter is such as donating money, volunteering your time such as cleaning up, walking the dogs, feeding and bathing, interacting with them, and fostering the animals. Now that we have covered the need for volunteering, we'll move to if there is not enough room in the shelters. Not having enough volunteers at the shelters can cause them to shut down, which leads to stray animals running around neighborhoods and cities. If they close, we will have many more stray animals, and having stray animals can cause disease, car accidents, animal attacks, and they will reproduce to the stray population. According to the ASPCA.org, 7.70 million stray cats live in the U.S. About 649,000 animals who enter shelters as strays are returned to their owners, and of those, 542,000 are dogs and only 100,000 of them are cats. Many stray animals are lost pets who are not kept properly indoors and provided with identification. This affects everybody, but most importantly, it affects the animals. Every animal wants a home, and we are the ones who can make that happen for them. According to the HumaneSociety.org, dogs adopted from a shelter or rescue in 2015 to 2016 is 37% of them, which has gone up from 35% in 2012 to 2013. Cats adopted from a shelter or rescue in 2015 to 2016 is 46%, which is up from 43% in 2012 and 2013. Even though the percentage rate for adopting animals from the shelter is going up, it's still not as high as it should be. If we get enough of the percent higher, there would be more room for strays and other animals to come into the shelters. There's been multiple occasions where people I know have come across stray cats and dogs. Being the animal lover I have offered to take them in. With no luck finding the owner and bringing them to the vet to see if they are microchipped, I found a new home for the few of them that I've gotten, and one of the stray cats I brought to a shelter. And when I heard back from the people that adopted the cat, they said that he was loving his new home and loved the family. I adopted a Maltese poodle from a shelter, and all I had to pay was the adoption fee. Most people don't want to adopt from a shelter because they think of the shelters as only having mutts for dogs, and actually 25% of the animals that go there are purebreds. Now that we have talked about why volunteering at animal shelters is important, we'll move to fixing the problem. Just giving a few hours of your time a week can keep the animal shelters running and giving the animals new homes. If time is not available for you to volunteer, you can donate money or have a fundraiser and donate the proceeds to the local shelter. You can get a few friends, family, or coworkers together and walk dogs or spend time with the animals. You could also get a group and fundraise the money for them. Giving these animals the love and care they need can help them find a family to adopt them. The solution can be implemented, as stated before, by time, money, or fundraising. If you get a group together and go to the animal shelter and walk dogs, help clean cages, or just spend time with them, if you make this a habit, even just having one day set aside in the week, this can make a difference for these little guys. Now that we have talked about the importance of fixing the problem, finally we will talk about the consequences of not volunteering. The main consequence would be the animal shelter shutting down. If we don't help the animal shelter, this leads to having animals euthanized and them becoming strays. As stated before, strays can cause diseases, car accidents, animal attacks, and reproducing, adding to the stray population. The number of households with a pet is 79.7 million. In 2012, the number of households with a pet was 66.5 million. Animals need a family and people to take care of them. If we don't help the local shelters, these guys won't have a family to love. There are so many benefits with volunteering at animal shelters, all of which benefit the owner and the animal. You will join hundreds of thousands of people trying to make the world safe and more humane for all living creatures. You'll make jobs for people that are working at the animal shelters much easier, and approximately 2.7 million shelter animals are adopted out each year. Since there's such easy things that we can do to help these local shelters afford and give proper care to them, in shelters we can all find time in our schedules to volunteer. Because I believe that animals make a huge impact in someone's life, I believe helping shelters is the least we can do and how much animals do for us. Who doesn't want to give back to their community? Volunteering or donating money to an animal shelter makes such a big impact. You'll meet great people in the process while finding animals their forever home. We are the voice of these animals, and they need our help to get them to the safe home that they deserve. Trying something new is always fun, and who doesn't want to try and help their community? You can be a part of the solution. Thank you.
Ooh.